served at the kiosk on.
Hello. You can alter your uniform and look here.
construction technicians needed on Deck 36.
Starship. I am Admiral Kumarke of the LSS Raskava. I'm here to help Director Hugh of the Cooperative Borg in my capacity as Science Officer. I've been called in to help with a potential Borg incursion. However, I have been here for quite a while now. I'm not sure that he's coming. I take it that he called you here as well? I agree. He's typically quite punctual. So I've heard, anyway. Well, I'm afraid I've also come across some Starship debris in the system that I have yet to identify. It appears we're arriving at the aftermath of a tense clash. I suggest we try and find the Director together. With your permission, I'll set up a sensor link so that our ships can share any data we find. Sensor link is active. Let's start with the ship debris up ahead. Let's see. Sensors are picking up microscopic fragments of advanced regenerative circuitry, nanites, and decentralized control system debris. This is most certainly a full and cooperative probe. Something must have happened to their fleet. Let's hurry. There's more debris over there. Scans indicate high-density alloy and further Borg circuitry fragments. Disruptive, not regenerative. In any case, this is not cooperative debris. The quantum signature doesn't even match our universe. Look out! Control Borg sphere incoming!
Ship is
Trouble is pointless.
Well done. That certainly explains the debris' quantum signature. Let's continue. I see a final cluster of debris up ahead. This fractal alloy is unlike any debris I've ever seen. It's protected by a quantum dispersal field. Someone must have come back to scatter the ship's debris signature. Its origin is untraceable. Heads up! Subspace sensors are picking up residual distortion nearby. A warp trail. Recalibrating sensor array frequencies. Tachyon decay and subspace phase variances suggest this warp trail is 2 hours old. We should get closer. There might be survivors. Oh dear. Sensor readings are fluctuating erratically due to the magnetic properties of dense asteroids nearby. It's the Harmony. What's Tassine Faye's ship doing here? Perhaps Tassine Faye was called in to help as well. The vessel seems to be suffering from multiple systems failures. They may require assistance. Shall we send out a hail? Oh, right. Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumarke of the LSS Raskava. Come in. Tassine Faye, do you copy? No response. Complete comm silence. I know this isn't exactly standard protocol, but considering the potential gravity of the situation, should we consider beaming down? You're right. Let's proceed with caution. magnetic properties of the denser asteroids near the ship are interfering with our scans. An excellent idea. I'll send out an encoded subspace transmission detailing our intentions. I should be able to transmit it on a narrow enough frequency for it to bypass the interference, but we're unlikely to be met with a response, I'm afraid. Here's hoping Tassine Fey is able to receive it, and that we aren't breaking with any Etherian customs. Right, I have identified a section of the Ramizad system where signals are not compromised by the asteroids. Meet me there. Who would have thought that you'd be towing the Harmony today? Too close to the asteroids. Just a little further. It's working! The interference is subsiding. I suggest we try a final hail before we scan again. Starship Harmony, this is Admiral Kumarke. Do you copy? Starship Harmony, do you require assistance? Nothing. Ensign Farunte, what's your assessment?
The Harmony might be experiencing a communications blackout, Admiral. This is likely unrelated to the interference caused by any asteroids.
Well, time really could be of the essence. We still have no idea where the director is or if he's all right. And I'm beginning to worry that the same might be said of Tassine Fey. This doesn't look good. Shields are lowered. I'm not detecting any breaches, so it must have been done voluntarily. Scans also indicate that the atmospheric conditions aboard the ship are highly unusual, and only just able to accommodate other species. Furthermore, the ship itself is exhibiting properties that are consistent with a multidimensional vortex. It's as if it is phasing in and out of existence. Or at least parts of it seem to be. What's more, multiple sections of the ship seem to be under strict lockdown. You read my mind. The ship's systems should have logged our attempts at establishing contact before beaming down. That said, I'm not sure I trust the accuracy of any of our current scans, given the situation. One last thing. I do recommend we leave our bridge officers behind for now. I don't feel comfortable sending anyone else down there before conducting a preliminary assessment. Ready when you are.
This interior. It's beautiful. It looks like the hallway behind us is locked. In fact, this room is under full lockdown, which I suspect will be true of most of the rooms we will encounter aboard the Harmony. Bypassing security lockouts might require some thinking outside the triangle. Or box? It's an Earth saying. I suggest we take a look around. Perhaps there's another way out. Let's tread carefully. Maybe this will allow us to open the door to the hallway behind us. No, the security clearance required to bypass this console is too high. We won't be able to go this way. Let's look around. Optimizing tricorders for environmental scanning. What a unique structure. Optimizing for material analysis. Incredible. These polygonal wall structures act as data nodes. It appears they store recordings of events that have happened aboard the ship. They contain both visual and auditory data. You don't suppose we're being watched, do you? In any case, it looks like this room's lockdown has been bypassed. Let's try the console by the other door. There must be a way forward. Well done. All right, we better stay alert. We don't know what the consequences of bypassing the security measures aboard this ship are. For all we know, it could mean a variety of automated countermeasures, or perhaps none at all, given the situation. Let's keep scanning for abnormalities along the way until we get to the bottom of this. Lead the way. It's very empty in here. I wonder where all the crew members are. That's what Tarsine Fey always says. Could I have a word? I'm feeling a little uneasy. No, not about the possibility of finding a Borg incursion aboard. It's about the comment I made earlier, about being watched. It was meant to be light-hearted, but I'm starting to think we are being monitored. It doesn't help that this room is on lockdown as well, and it looks like the security clearances increase the further along we get. We'll need to get creative again. Interesting. Instead of recording in real time, we could recalibrate the output so that the node plays back a recording from the past. At some point, someone aboard this ship must have input the console code needed to unlock this room. Such a recording might also provide us with insight into what happened aboard the Harmony. Spot on! I would need to input some kind of information about the data we want to access in order to bypass any encrypted subroutines. In theory, this would allow me to recalibrate the node's parameters to play back an older recording, though I'd have to reconfigure the node's memory buffer array to act as a holomatrix interface instead. In other words, the node will no longer function as a recording subsystem, but as a holo-emitter activated by a... I have to say, even though I'm not pleased about reverse engineering a theory in technology without authorization, the science behind this is quite exciting. Hopefully, Tarsine Fey will understand. If you scan the room for information, I will begin recalibrating the node's parameters. Reconfiguring memory array to optimize for holo emission output. Remodulating tricorders. Integrating environmental data to bypass encryptions. Done! The system is active. Shall we give it a try?
In that case, please follow me.
This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece.
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face.
So, you said you needed help.
It worked! So, both Director Hugh and Tarsine Fey were aboard the Harmony. What's more, the decay rate of the chronoton particles emitted by these projections placed the recording approximately 1 hour before the Harmony's warp trail signature in Ramizad. It's likely that whatever battle took place out there occurred after the director beamed aboard. Curious. It's a start. However, I'm sure you've noticed that these recording fragments are both static and out of order. The node's harmonic emitters didn't take too kindly to being tampered with. I doubt we'll be able to play out the full animated sequence of events. That said, we should be able to realign the data and unlock the full recording if we place these fragments in the right order. Place these fragments in the correct order. What happened first? Right. Tassine Fey welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers aboard the Harmony. What happened then? After Tassine Fey welcomed Director Hugh and his bridge officers aboard, Director Hugh scanned a piece of technology which he considered to be part of a fragment of a larger piece. So, naturally, the fragments have been placed in the correct order. First, Tassine Fey welcomed Director Hugh and his team aboard the ship. Then, Director Hugh scanned some technology which was part of a larger piece. Lastly, Tassine Fey asked Director Hugh and his officers to follow her, so they all left the room. We did it! Right. I've fed the data back into the node in the correct order this time. We should be able to play the full sequence of events now. Remember, it's likely to be visually incomplete due to the harmonics malfunction within the node, but the acoustics shouldn't be affected. Shall we?
Director Hugh, it is good to finally meet you face to face. I have heard a lot about you and your skill set.
Leader Tassine Fey, please call me Hugh. Likewise, I've heard a lot about the Etherians. So, you said you needed help.
Yes, a piece of our technology has been found aboard the Harmony. We may be compromised.
Let's see. You're right. This is control board technology, all right. And yet, the energy signature isn't an exact match. This technology looks like a fragment of a larger piece. We'll need to locate the rest of it before I can make an assessment.
Of course. Our diplomatic quarters are available, should you wish to stay longer for this assessment. Please excuse the furnishing. Under normal circumstances, we redress our rooms for all our guests.
Well, these circumstances are far from normal. But that won't be necessary. We won't be staying long.
I see. How unfortunate. Perhaps another time. In that case, please follow me.
Great teamwork. We've pieced it all together. It looks like Director Hugh and his officers beamed aboard the Harmony to help Tassine Fey identify a piece of... Exactly. Fortunately, the data node recording also shows the console code used by Tassine Fey to bypass security. I suggest we look out for other consoles along the way. Perhaps we'll be able to use this method again. This probably also won't be the last data node we'll be able to interact with aboard the ship. Right, let's move on, shall we? So it seems like the starship debris we found earlier might have been control Borg then. If we proceed, the door behind us will likely lock. We'll need to choose a path. Right behind you. Look! It seems like a struggle may have taken place here. It's one of Director Hugh's officers. We better help them. Shields are still down. We can stabilize them and beam them out. This isn't good. We need to figure out what happened here. That's the spirit! Our tricorders are already remodulated and optimized for holographics. If you gather information to bypass the encryption subroutines, I'll get started on the node's parameters. I'm feeling less guilty about tampering with Etherian technology. Our allies could be in danger. Recalibrating parameters. Almost there. Got it. The fragments should be ready to play.
I will lead you to our lower decks.
Watch out! What are you doing?
It worked! Unlike the last recording we watched, these initial fragments seem to be in the right order. That means Tassine Fey was leading Director Hugh and his officers to the lower decks of the ship. After that, something or someone attacked them. This part seems right. However, my scans indicate the presence of corrupted data located inside the memory buffers. One of the following fragments does not align with the expected data intervals of the recording. That is to say, one of the recordings of Director Hugh was added later on. It was artificially injected into the data sequence. Possibly. Perhaps certain data nodes are equipped with added security measures. We do seem to be in an observation lounge, after all. In any case, we need to make a choice and identify the artificial fragment so we can remove the corrupted data and access the rest of the recording. Which fragment was artificially added to the data node? The node is not responding to that input. Let's try the other one. Which fragment was artificially added to the data node? Right. An unknown construct appeared from beyond the portal and attacked the group. The falsified fragment has been identified. First, Tassine Fey told Director Hugh and his bridge officers that she would lead them to the lower decks of the ship. But then, an unknown construct attacked Director Hugh and his bridge officers from beyond the portal. One of his bridge officers was left wounded. Well done. That's it. It wasn't a control Borg that fired at Director Hugh's officer, but an unknown construct. It seems Etherian? The corrupted data has been removed successfully. The full sequence of events is now ready to play. Unfortunately, the harmonics are acting up again, so expect some fragmentation. The system is active. Let's play its last recording.
It is a shame you are not staying longer. We have much to discuss. I am curious about the liberated Borg.
Well, the path of a liberated Borg is not easy. Ultimately, it's about giving others a second chance.
Fascinating. Aetherians believe in giving others a second life, like an ascension.
I suppose you could compare it to that. Helping others overcome their past so they can grow.
Indeed. If you follow me, I will lead you to our lower decks.
You said this is where you found the Control Borg boarding party?
Indeed.
Do you know how they were able to bypass your shields?
We are uncertain. Several malfunctions have been reported. No conclusions have been drawn yet.
What are you doing?
This was not supposed to happen.
Get behind me!
My word, so that's what actually happened. It seems like an Aetherian security system of some sort attacked Director Hugh and his officers. But by Luca, I cannot imagine why someone would come back afterwards to plant a falsified recording implicating the Borg. It's beyond me. In any case, Tarsian Fey's remark is important. If the Aetherian security system has gone rogue, there might be more for us to worry about than Control Borg. Fortunately, this recording also shows the console code used to activate this portal. I suppose it will lead to the lower decks. Here's the code. Will you do the honors? I believe this calls for the Earth saying, "Here goes nothing." These lower decks sure are darker. A word? Yes. I think so. I feel confident that we are on the right track, especially after seeing both Director Hugh and Tarsian Fey pass through here. And yet, I just feel unsettled. There's something not quite right about all of this. Do you feel it too? Before we move on, I want to make sure that you know you can count on me. I know we might not know each other very well yet, but there's nothing I would want more than to defend our galaxy against the Borg. In short, it's personal, so I won't be holding back. Well, I'm glad that's settled. Let's get back to business. This room... Exactly. You know the drill. If you search the room for information, I'll begin recalibrating the data node's parameters. Those encryption subroutines won't stand a chance. I admit, I'm feeling apprehensive. What we're about to see next could be very telling. Integrating the